only thing you're losing faster than your hairline is that Power Ranger belt.
In the world of professional fighting, confidence is key.
And put his hands down, look at him.
Clowning right. Long jab again. Lambert pulls back the left hand. Triple jab from Grant. Huge right hand and down goes Brandon Lambert.
But there is a very thin line between being confident and being disrespectful.
So that'll give him a bit of energy.
Yeah.
Some fighters spend more time mocking their opponents than training to beat them, only to learn that showboating doesn't protect your chin. From handing out slaps to tossing furniture at co-fighters and their teams.
Van is almost taking the last minute off, trying to get some extra breathing. Roman calling.
Here are 10 fighters who mocked their opponents and got wiped out. Jared Grant versus Brandon Lambert. Lambert took on Grant at BKFC Knucklemania with a mysterious fighting record that no one could actually verify. He had earned the nickname the Internet Troll before the bell even rang, and the clowning only kicked up a gear once the action started. You can see Lambert dropping his hands and mocking Grant.
A little cocky right now, putting his hands down, look at him.
Clowning right now, Lambert pointing.
He keeps up the clowning.
Hands down. Come on, goddammit! Trash talking. This, Chris, is where Jared Grant said, I cannot get emotional even though
And he's 100. Lambert's got to be careful just yelling and screaming right there. He's wasting energy, and you're going to need...
Yeah, he wastes his energy and tries to aggravate Grant.
Tan. Right hand, left hand misses. From Brandon Lambert. Another flick jab.
That's before he eats a solid right hand. But does that teach him a lesson? No, it doesn't. Then Grant finally ends the comedy show when he delivers a clinical right hand that puts Lambert flat on the canvas.
Long jab again. Lambert pulls back the left hand. Triple jab from Grant. Huge right hand and down goes Brandon Lambert.
Those Matrix moves didn't save him from a third-round knockout that sent the internet troll straight to sleep. Well, if that was hilarious, wait until you see what happens when you invite your opponent to hit you, and he hits you worse than everyone expected. Roman Dick versus Levan Makashvili. We don't know what Dick was thinking, but on August 20th, 2020, at ACA 109, he decided to test his chin against Makashvili.
Competition that he's fought around the world at the top there. That won't use his range with game for this fight. Actually sort of saying, let's get that straight back twist down the middle. It's good, I see, beautiful. And I'll tell you what,
With the clock ticking down in the second round, Dick literally dares him to trade blows. And Makashvili isn't the type to turn down a free invitation.
feels like Levan is almost taking the last minute off, trying to get some extra breathing. Roman calling.
Dick is out cold before he even hits the floor, proving that showboating is a very quick way to end up like a falling log. Getting sparked out in 3 seconds is a tough way to learn a lesson.
Extra breathing. Roman calling.
But at least Roman Dick kept his trash talk to a minimum before the nap. Our next fighter, Andrei Mikhailovich, decided to go the opposite way and spend the entire lead-up acting like a proper villain. Janibek Alimkhanuly versus Andrei Mikhailovich. In 2024, Mikhailovich stepped up to challenge the world champion Janibek Alimkhanuly, and he clearly thought he could win the fight before it even started. At the weigh-ins, Mikhailovich is already treating Alimkhanuly like he's beneath him.
Fuck off. Piss off. Piss off. You never piss off. Then hold his hand. Then shake his head. Just shut the fuck up and piss off.
The disrespect continues into the ring, but Janibek remains ice cold while Mikhailovich keeps up the hardman act.
As he takes another shot. And he's really start a hand up in between to protect him. Trying to work his way into this one as he gets power. And Mikhailovich and watches.
By the time we hit the 9th round, the world champion has seen enough of the chat and decides to end the ceremony.
Blood comes from his mouth with a forward step and a punch. Big shots like that one.
Be a worry there.
As he takes another big shot and that might be it. And that is a
The man who promised a funeral for his opponent ended up being the one who needed a lift back to his stool. Joshua Alvarez versus Paul Teague. It is one thing to have a bit of a laugh, but Teague took it to a whole new level. At BKFC Knuckle Mania, Teague decided to show up against Famez, aka Alvarez, dressed as a literal Ninja Turtle. You would have thought that a man who hadn't won a single professional match in MMA or bare-knuckle fighting would be taking things a bit more seriously. But he seemed more interested in the costume than the contest. He's utterly unprepared for what's about to happen.
Put it together with Mergliata. This is big time, Chris. The bell in round number 1. Black and gold trunks for Fames. Dark gray trunks for Paul Teague. And I don't know if he is down.
Yep, that's it. And the green hair didn't help things one bit.
Black and gold trunks for Fames. Dark gray trunks for Paul Teague. And I don't know if he is down. And here is the count.
Teague came underprepared and overdressed. But our next contender took the disrespect to a physical level before the cage door even shut. Dricus du Plessis versus Yannick Bahati. On June 29, 2019, Bahati prepared to face the future UFC champion du Plessis at EFC 80, and he decided to spend the entire build-up acting like he'd already won. Things boiled over at the weigh-ins. He spent weeks running his mouth in interviews.
What are you gonna do? You'll do nothing. I'm the king of South Africa, you know. I own that place, you know what I mean? I'm gonna walk in there.
But he's about to lose more than his face.
He's looking for the takedown. Du Plessis got a hold of his neck. Oh my goodness, here we go. He's got him. He's got to tap him. Du Plessis has it. He is too strong. We're looking for the tap. Bahati is trying to hold on. Squeezing for all his worth. He's a strong.
It turns out that all that mouth running only served to motivate du Plessis, who proved that a professional finish is the best response to a pre-fight stunt. If you think a pre-fight slap is a bad idea, wait until you see a man try to trade punches with a legendary striker just because he can lift heavy circles. Alexander Emelianenko versus Mikhail Koklaev. On November 29, 2019, world-class strongman Koklaev decided to step into the boxing ring against the fearsome Emelianenko, clearly under the impression that raw lifting strength is a substitute for head movement. Everything was going for Koklaev before he even got into the ring.
Что ты делаешь?
Слишком много говоришь. Ребят, давайте все в ринге. Ой-ой-ой.
Ну о чем с ним разговаривать?
У нас съемки, давайте спокойно.
He starts the fight, but he's the one who starts bleeding. And then, in the ring, the bully learned the hard way that while muscles look great in a mirror, they don't do much for your chin when a pro striker decides he won't take your bad attitude. For the next set of fighters, things are a little more complicated. Mirthel Groenhart versus Harut Grigorian. In their first fight at Glory 42, Grigorian decided to turn his back to his opponent, Groenhart. Next thing he knew,
Grigorian, and it was Groenhart who won round 1, according to all 5 judges. Oh my! Defend yourself at all times!
He was down and out, and going viral. And things turned ugly.
Gotta find the ring! People are attacking Murdo Groenhart! It's insanity!
Groenhart became the ultimate villain of the sport that night. But the story didn't end with him getting away with it. They met again at Glory 50 for a rematch, and this time there was no walk. They can't even speak.
Kamaru Usman versus Colby Covington.
And that brings us to Covington, a man who built his whole career on mocking his opponents' families and countries just to get under their skin.
The only thing you're losing faster than your hairline is that Power Ranger belt. When do your balls drop? Stop faking injuries. You're out with 8 months with a hernia injury. It takes 6 weeks of recovery. Stop faking injuries. You're the Tyrone Woodley 2.0.
8 months, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Let's
oh,
count.
hey, remember when you were in a wheelchair after your fight? Yeah, and then you were jumping the barriers at the Palms trying to get my face.
And what,
yeah, fake.
What happened?
Hey, what happened? What about that wheelchair? I thought you were hurt. I thought you were hurt. You fake injuries, fake excuses. You're soft, dog. You're soft.
When he finally faced Usman on December 14th, 2019, at UFC 245, the trash talk reached a boiling point. Covington's face ends up a bloody mess after Usman starts landing heavy shots.
Completely sideways for Covington, and now he's fighting the party. Hard to keep track, my man. It's so crazy in here.
The ultimate disgrace happens when Usman actually breaks Covington's jaw mid-fight. A reality check, then having your jaw wired shut, so you literally cannot say another word. But if you think words are loud, wait until you see someone try to start the fight weeks early just to look tough. Fabio Wardley versus David Adelaide. Adelaide tried this on Wardley, mocking Wardley's record and starting a massive brawl at their press conference to act like the big man. The two finally settled it in the ring on October 28, 2023. And it turns out the pre-fight tough guy act was just a lot of noise.
If Adelaide occasionally comes over his front foot, the power's
to the 7th here with just over a minute. Mudolph shows it
over yet. Adelaide's still very dangerous. Things.
Trouble. Adelaide fires the left hook. Wardley unloading with big punches. John Latham.
Then Adelaide crowns his loss with one more misdemeanor. Dillian Whyte versus Derek Chisora. Now, to cap it all up, here's a fighter who decided that tossing furniture at a press conference was the way to go.
Give me my eyes, and if you think I'm a pussy, I'm a punk, you tell me right now. Because listen, I am the baddest man fucking me. Yeah?
It was just 3 days before the fight, and despite all that crazy bravado, Whyte won their first war in 2016.
This finish here could be the difference. Oh, could have given absolutely everything. A titanic effort. David, I wouldn't mind seeing a draw here. I wouldn't mind seeing a draw, and I wouldn't mind the body snatcher.
But the real disgrace for the table thrower came in the second match.
Bit of energy. Yeah.
That's the highlight reel knockout that leaves Chisora flat on his back, and he ends up as just another name on Whyte's list of wins. Game. The loudest voice in the room is usually the one that gets silenced the fastest.